kind of help you out today, and I'm going to clue you in on what a biker is. So follow me. So, is this your idea of what a biker looks like? Is this what a biker's supposed to look like? Or is this what a biker's supposed to look like? Or is this what a biker's supposed to look like? Or is this better? Is this what a biker looks like? I know. Maybe this is what a biker's just supposed to look like. Or how about this? Is this what a biker looks like to you? Or would you call this person a biker? So which look is a biker? Which look is a biker? Which one of those riders will you ride with? Which one won't you ride with? Which one you see riding down the highway or into a street, on a street into a parking lot where you're at, would you say, that's not a biker? That's just somebody riding a bike. Because I've heard all the comments when I started riding when I was 50 years old. So I'm encouraging you. If you're late in the game, it's never too late to start riding. I know people that started like me in their 50s. I work with a guy that started riding when he was in his 60s. He has a Tri-Glide, loves it. There's all types of people. And if you're a younger person, get into riding. Don't be afraid of riding a Harley. Okay? All right. So I've come to the realization I'm not really a biker. I know. I'm on my third motorcycle. I have a Road Glide. I've had 3 Harleys. I average 12 to 13,000 miles a year. In Iowa, the upper Midwest here, I don't think that's bad. And with the 3 bikes that I have all together, I have probably logged 120, 130,000 miles. So, does that make a biker? How far you ride? Do you ride to the bar? That makes you a biker? Do you ride to bike night? Do you haul your bike to Sturgis or Daytona? That makes you a biker? You know what? It's very confusing. There's a dress code. There's a certain look you're supposed to have. And, not to mention, the wave. Either certain people you're supposed to wave to, or you're not supposed to wave at all. I think there's a secret society, and I'm not part of it. I know that. But after Daytona, watching all the video channels and hearing all the comments, that person's not a biker. That person kept his feet down too long. He's not a biker. They're just people riding motorcycles. Very judgmental out there. Very judgmental. Okay, so starting off with the dress code. I dress according to the temperature, according to how I feel. I have all the warm gear. I layer up when it's cold. And since I didn't start riding till my 50s, until I was 50, I got used to, I rode a little, squirrel, I rode a little bit when I was in my mid-20s. A Honda, just here and there, maybe a handful of times, nothing great. But anyway, so I'm saying from my 20s to my 50s, I golfed, I I had all other kinds of hobbies, and I became very comfortable in shorts. And when I first started riding a motorcycle, yeah, well, I made a promise to my wife I would always wear a helmet. So I wore a helmet, and I tried to wear blue jeans, but the first time it was in the 80s, and I was just too hot, and I couldn't do it. So I wore shorts, and I wore a helmet for probably the first 2 or 3 years. And then one day, it was upper 90s, humidity, heat index is 115, and my wife was riding with me, and she says, I don't know about you, but I think I need to take the helmet off today. And all the people I rode with at that time, none of them wore a helmet. A couple of the gals, a couple of the wives of the guys that we rode with did, but even the gals that rode their own bikes, I don't think any of them wore a helmet. So anyway, you take a helmet off and you get used to that, it's hard to put it back on. So like I say, I dress mainly for the temperature. I know that's not a safety thing. And I took a motorcycle training course taught by an old biker, been a Harley rider his whole life. Gloves, long sleeves, helmet, goggles, long pants, and boots. That was what he demanded, and that's what I wore for the whole time I was in this training course. So anyway, long story short, I ditched the helmet about 2.5, 3 years into riding, and here and there I wear it, mainly if it's cold. Sometimes if I'm traveling, you know, and it's I'm trying to justify why I don't wear a helmet. I just don't. It's more comfortable without it. Sometimes I know you're supposed to dress for the slide, not the ride. I saw that all over Daytona the whole week. But anyway, so I say you wear what's comfortable for you. If you're a beginning rider, get used to being safety first before you adjust, because it's easier to go back to wearing a helmet, because I do wear a helmet here and there, mainly when it's cold, but I do wear a helmet. And when it's cold, of course, I bundle up or wear my layers, things like of that nature. But for the most part, I dress what I'm comfortable wearing for the day. I usually wear some type of a head wrap, something on my head, because, and this is the big thing, when I get to some place where I want to get off, and either I'm going to a restaurant or a gas station, or we're at an event or something, first of all, I don't want my hair everywhere. It's matted down if I wear a do-rag or whatever, and that's okay. I need to invest in a beard comb or a brush from time to time, because otherwise it's all over the place. And when I get to where I'm going, I like to be comfortable. I like to walk around, and I know so many of the guys I rode with that had blue jeans, big biker boots, and they just weren't comfortable walking around. So getting back to me, I wear what's comfortable for me the day that I ride. Now, as for the wave, yep, I wave at everybody. You're on 2 wheels, 3 wheels. I wave at slingshots. I wave at classic cars. Heck, I've waved at people on bicycles, especially little kids. Because I remember when I was a little kid on a bicycle and I saw a biker ride by, I would wave, hoping they would wave back at me. And that just gave me a good feeling, give them a good feeling, and maybe, hey, one day, bikers aren't bad people. You know how many places I've gone to charity rides? Bikers aren't all bad people. I won't even get into that. But anyway, heck, I've even waved at somebody on a lawnmower before. So when I'm out there, I'm having a good time. When I hit that on button and it starts, something in me clicks. I'm happy to be out on a ride. I've had guys go by me, had their hands out so far, I thought we were going to slap 5 as we passed. They're happy. There's a lot of those people that are happy. So there's plenty of us out there that wave at everybody. If you feel, oh, somebody's not waving at me, it must be a Harley rider, I'm here to tell you, I ride mostly with Harley riders. Those are my friends. But I've ridden with people with Hondas, adventure bikes, street bikes, sport bikes. I've ridden trikes, everything. And the people I ride with, we wave at everybody. So, and I have plenty of people that don't wave at me. So don't think it's you. Might be me. I don't know. Who cares? Ride your ride and have fun doing it. So, getting back to waving and talking. Pull into a gas station, at an event. I don't care what you ride. I don't care if you walked up. Everybody has a story. It's always interesting to meet new people. I've learned from talking to other people about their favorite rides, where they've been to, and things like that. And then I start doing research on them. And shoot, there were good rides that I, want to do. Beartooth Pass. I had many people I've come up to in a parking lot or whatever, gas station, and hey, you need to ride Beartooth Pass. And yep, okay, that's on my list. I need to do that. So if there's a Harley rule book or a biker rule book that tells you how to look and who you can wave to, or who you should talk to, or how you should act, I didn't read it. So that's just me. So the dress code. I violate the dress code. I wear blue jeans, so I'm just more comfortable in them, like I said. Other people have blue jeans. I know. You're supposed to wear blue jeans, motorcycle pants. You look the part. I look like I'm going to the grocery store, hanging out on the golf course. I don't know. But I'm comfortable. So the dress code. Second thing is the helmet. It's optional for me. I know. Safeties, you're supposed to be safe and always wear a helmet. I get that. What am I trying to say? Some people have helmets that match their bike, match their clothing, yada, yada, yada. Me, not so much. I just kind of hodgepodge, throw things together. Like I said, I'm about being comfortable. So I've addressed the dress code, violate that. The helmet code, violate that. The wave, violate that. I wave at everybody. The code of talking, I talk to everybody. I've had so many people come up and compliment me on my bikes that aren't riders. They were in a gas station in a car, but they had to walk over and tell me I had a good looking bike, whatever. Looks like fun, where you headed, stuff like that. I talk to everybody, and maybe I look approachable. I don't know, but I'll talk to anybody. So I'm here to tell you, I just ride for the pure enjoyment of it. The wind therapy, I need to quit doing this, I know. Yeah, so I first started, like I said, I don't know what to do with my hands. So anyway, I didn't get into writing to follow a rule book. And the people I rode with from the beginning, like I said, they were all various stages of writing. I caught a lot of flack for shorts, but they still rode with me. They weren't going to kick me out of the riding group. Whenever I take my bike to the Harley shop, have it serviced, I ride into the service desk, Jim, JJ in your shorts. So I get yelled at by a lot of people, but that's just who I am. So it's just, I went to wind therapy and the freedom of the road and the camaraderie of people, if that's possible, if they accept me. And we've accepted other bikes, other people, and it isn't just guys. We have several gals that ride with us, and they are all just as part of us as anybody else. Some of the wives ride, some don't, and we're accepting of all of you. So I'm not a real Harley rider, but I'm having an awesome time riding my Harley. I just noticed something on my bike. It's catching my eye, so sorry about that. Anyway, distracted squirrel. Anyway, so I think if you're a new person looking at riding a motorcycle, buying a motorcycle, or if you just began riding a motorcycle, no matter what age, just ride your ride. If you like to wave, wave. If you don't like to wave, don't. If somebody doesn't wave at you, it could be a number of things. They're in the middle of a shift. They are looking at something else. They didn't see you. Or maybe they're not as good a rider as you. I don't know. Or they have that code. They don't wave at anybody. And I've talked to people that are that way. They don't wave at anybody. So I don't get that. But to each his own. I'm asking you to accept me for wearing shorts. I accept if you don't wave. That's not a big deal. One time I even waved at a motorcycle club. I did come over a hill and didn't realize there was like 15 of them. And I met him and I waved at the first one. He gave me one of these looks like, "Who are you?" And they all looked at me. And as I got by them, I was like, "Oh crap," you know. But that was that. So I encourage you to buy a bike, buy a Harley. There's nothing wrong with it. There are open houses, bike nights, everything. Get involved, have fun, do your thing. And if you've been riding for a while, do more encouraging than be a gatekeeper. We don't need to keep people away from riding bikes and riding Harleys. We need to grow the community. And maybe some of the younger people, we can help achieve that just by coming up to them and talking to them. They have tennis shoes on, skater shoes, whatever, shorts, tank top, I don't know, whatever their dress is. Walk up to them, "Hey, how long you been riding? See you riding this." Just talk to people. Don't be a gatekeeper. Be an encourager. So, with that in mind, I hope you figured out what a biker is for you. And now get out there and ride and have a great day.